subscribe, and I'll see you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. See you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. What's the point of putting your money into it if it's not gonna last? Always ask. There's many competing for world dominance. I believe China has all the cash. Today we're talking about Bitcoin. Today we're talking about Pentacoin. Today we're talking about chip chain coin. If you want to know how much wood, see you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. It came up as a scam of some sort, token that's trying to change the world. One thing I don't think I mentioned, they'd start with good intentions. Today we're talking about Matic coin. Today we're talking about Elon coin. Today we're talking about Aeon coin. If you want to know how much wood, see you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency.
See you in the future, very good.
Subscribe.
Not a scam, go buy some Cardano.
Subscribe.
See you in the future, very good.
Subscribe.
Not a scam, go buy some Cardano.
Is this gonna last? That 10-year mark. In short time, it came up in the cards. Tracking goods from point A to point B. New cycle with cryptocurrencies. Because it's fairly unknown to the majority of people on the planet Earth. Most people barely know what an Etherium is. Hi, this is Green's Bounder, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Just a reminder, we do lives here on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central, and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Central. So make sure you mark down it on your calendar, and let's get started. Many things going on around the world. Today's title is Crypto Projects, BTC, ETH, XRP, and Helium. Okay, so let's look at BTC as our first one. And we got Marlon. Hello, Marlon. Yeah, we got Yvonne's on deck, and Domino's running around everywhere as usual in the background. All is good. Okay, let's get started into the BTC overlook, or looking at what's happening with BTC for the next year or so. Okay, and we got Dilly Dilly. Hello. Okay, so it seems that the health of the BTC right now, it's going into a different stage right now of its growth. We're seeing more and more companies adding BTC to their shopping store part, okay? And this
you would think it would get a lot more interest from the public, but it's not quite there yet. Even now that um, everything that's been going on with the BTC, a lot people are not understanding that that's where everything is headed. Um, I was watching a program today on YouTube, uh, the TMI, the Modern Investor, great show I watch every morning, and he was talking about the chain lightning uh, platform. It's been growing at a steady rate. So there's like half a, I think like $500 million worth of BTC on the Lightning Network. So it has been growing quite significantly over the last little while. So this is just spearheading everything going into the BTC uh, going forward. And the cards are revealing this. That we have the Ace of Wands for the growth. Okay. So all the hard work and everything going on behind the scenes uh, is paying off. Okay. And it's going to be exploding into new action. Probably be by the time I've been saying, and many other crypto enthusiasts have been saying, around August, September, and a little beyond that. Probably have a really good season during Christmas time as the old market is starting to collapse even more and more and more. They're trying to save the old system, but it seems not to be working right now that the Federal Reserve has been pivoting, okay, on their decision of trying to raise those interest rates and lowering the amount of money that they put, the fiat money being printed. So they're going to be reversing that and starting to print money again. And we got the bond market being bought out by the Federal Reserve and all that sort of thing, which just means that the whole old system is going to be collapsing very, very soon. So if you haven't figured it out yet, BTC and many of the other cryptocurrencies that we're going to be mentioning in the title today are going to be the ones that are going to be the ones that are at the forefront of the new money system. Okay. Now, the banks and the governments are going to be bringing out their CBDCs, and that's going to be prevalent for a short little time until people figure out that CBDCs are just the digital version of the old cash system. And you're going to find out that you can hold your crypto, or not crypto, value of your wealth much, much better in BTC. Okay. So it's going to be a short time where CBDCs are going to be taking over. This is why they're attacking the stable coins right now, the banking and the businesses and the governments around the world, because they don't like that competition. So BTC is kind of that thing that's going to be safeguarding many of our of us from all the things that are going horribly wrong. So now we're just looking for that separation between the old market and the BTC market, because they seem to be going in lockstep with one another at the moment, because we got a lot of institution people that are now gotten into the BTC, and they're treating it like a regular stock, which wasn't the point of BTC in the beginning. It's supposed to be a place where you can put your wealth and safeguard it from the rest of the market, or the original market, I guess you could tell it. But it's going to be that long journey. Okay, we got that wonderful card, a long journey for it to be taking over everything going on around the planet. And that's that BTC price. And another good reason to get into BTC. The value is going to be doing fine. It's going to be, like I've been saying, kind of going in a straight line, going slightly up and slightly down for the next couple months until we have the separation and that's going to be happening very, very soon as the world goes more and more into turmoil going forward. And we're already seeing that many politicians are leaving their posts and or walking away or getting kicked out of their places of power. What else we got? We also got the people that are involved with the BTC. They're no longer confused about everything going on. They see the writing on the wall that BTC is one of the ones that is going to be the safe haven for everybody. And there's going to be a lot of victories along the way in the next couple months with BTC. Okay. And it's going to be a new cycle developing very, very soon. We got the 10 card of wands. That's that labor card, putting effort into the system. And they thought it was going to be ending. For all those who thought it was going to be ending, that's it for BTC and the cry, blah, 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 blah. It's not the end of the old cycle. It's going to be a brand new cycle coming in, much like the old cycle, which is beneficial to everybody that's having BTC going forward. Okay, let's move on to the next one. ETH. Now everybody's been talking about ETH in the last little while. I know there's a lot of competition for ETH, and this is going to be the next ETH killer, and this coin is going to do this and do that, but nobody's really come close to ETH. ETH is going to be the big one that I've always said that it's been going to be ETH in that second place because of what it does. Okay. So let's have a look at the ETH. It's been pretty shaky for the last little while. People are complaining and crying and all that sort of thing. And of course, Vitalik has been attacking people verbally. He just has to learn to keep that his words to himself sometimes and let people do what they may. But the health of ETH going forward for the next year, there's going to be a lot of new partnerships. There's going to be a lot of waiting for that new 2.0 cryptocurrency ETH going forward. And it's going to be much, much longer than they had anticipated. And I've said this in the past as well. It's probably going to be about Christmas time when we're going to see everything finalized within the ETH system. And then from there, it's going to take much longer for everything to settle down and become a thing. Okay, and get everything rolling the right way. Okay, the price of it is going to be just fine. It's going to go. I don't think it's going to go to that $800 mark. I know Marlon's been waiting for that, but it's going to get 900 American, maybe 1,000, and then it's going to probably go up to about $4,000 in the next couple months as we move forward. And as they move forward, they've been doing all their test nets behind the scenes and trying to get everything ready, getting all the T's crossed and the I's dotted and all that sort of thing in the background. And I think people are just tired of waiting. It has been about 6 years since they've announced ETH 2.0. And I get the feeling that it's going to be the start of everything is going to be in the winter time, as most people have been saying. So they're about right. Okay. So if you do not have ETH yet, I would suggest getting some. If you don't have some BTC as well, that's another good one to get into. Not financial advice, of course. Of course, I was watching David Algeier the other day. He was on Beyond Mystic. He was saying there's going to be another huge pump coming up very, very soon for all the cryptocurrencies, and then it's going to go down again. And I'm picking that up as well. So buy it low, sell high, okay? And then it's going to come down a tiny bit, or quite a bit, probably in the next month or so. And then it's going to spike up because all the elites are buying their positions right now. Okay, all the rich people, all the elites, all the politicians, all the governments are buying their positions right now within ETH and BTC going forward. And then when they feel that they have enough, okay, then it's going to go. Okay, and it's going to be leaving a lot of us, well, a lot of people that aren't into cryptocurrencies in the dust. And it just be the same as it was with the old system. Okay, a lot of things are going to be revealed for the ETH that are going to be beneficial, and they're just waiting, getting everything correct before they launch. Okay, so that's the ETH outlook for the next little while. Now, XRP, a lot of people's favorite coin, not one of mine. Okay, everybody was worried today. There was a news that one of the original creators, who I think it's Stellar, he went on to, he was holding a ton of the XRP coins, and he's been selling his XRP very, very slowly. And I think he finally finished all of his positions in the XRP selling. I think that was today or yesterday that he's finally finished that. And XRP is still around. Okay. It didn't collapse into nothing. So let's have a look at the XRP. Okay. So XRP is going to be very, very healthy. It's going to be a chosen coin. It is going to be following along with the banking coins. It is originally a banking coin. And it's going to have its day in the sun, like everything else. It is going to drop when the banking system starts to collapse, and then it's going to be saved. Okay, like I said in the past video, it may go down almost close to zero. Because it's following along that banking system. I know a lot of people are saying it's not connected to the bank. Yes, it is. And that was the original intent of the XRP. The financial part is going to be just fine. They're going to get rid of this SEC thing very, very soon. Probably in the next couple of months, because it takes time for all the paperwork and all that baloney to be finished with. And then everybody's going to be warming up to the XRP again in the next little while. And many of the hurdles that they were facing are going to be no longer. Okay. We got the Three of Swords, which is upside down. And it's going to be charging for it a tiny bit with the price. And it's just going to be waiting for everything to build up to back to where it used to be. But there's a lot of things that have to happen before that time. And everything seems to be happening very, very quickly. Things that we thought were going to take months or years are happening in a very short time frame. Okay? So everything's speeding up. So relatively, the crash of everything is going to be very, very quick. Okay, something that me and many others people were thinking was going to take a longer time are going to be very, very short. It's going to be, if you blink, you're going to miss it. Okay, so get into those positions that you need to be, and everything's going to be much, much better for yourselves. And don't do the knee-jerk reactions. Okay, just buy it, sit on it, and focus on other things. Okay? And the people that are involved in this are going to be holding strong. There's going to be a lot of good leadership involved in the XRP project, and they're going to be moving forward. as they weather everything that's going on. Okay, let's look at the next thing, and a very interesting one to look into. HNT, which is Helium. I was thinking of getting a Helium miner, but never got around to it because getting a Helium miner is actually rather difficult these days. Could be a little bit easier now because everybody's doing that knee-jerk reaction and not getting involved with the Helium. So let's have a look at Helium. So it seems that the Helium is going to be taking off quite well. The health of it is doing fairly well. It's not going to be that huge world coin everybody was hoping for, but it is going to be regaining a lot of the emotions that are attached to it, and all the energies are going to be more positive coming up in the next year for this cryptocurrency. The price is going to be all over the place like everything else in the next year until people start to realize that it's pretty good system to get involved in at some level. The people that are involved with this cryptocurrency, I think, are just awestruck in the next little while. And I think they're going to be re-looking at Helium as a viable cryptocurrency to get involved in. So right now would be a good time to get involved with this one. Not financial advice, of course, and just wait it out. Okay, so that was Helium. It's a good project to get into, and it works, which is interesting. Many of the crypto platforms that are out there don't work. So very interesting to have one that does work. Okay, now Elon and Twitter have been getting it on, I guess. So somebody was asking the question about Elon versus Twitter. I think Twitter was or is in the process of suing Elon Musk. Now they want him to buy the company. So it's quite funny that before, we don't want you to buy. Now they're trying to force him into purchasing Twitter. And so there's this nice back and forth between the two entities going forward. Of course, Twitter has been getting beat up quite a bit because of all this. So let's have a quick look at this situation. Now, Elon does what Elon does best, and that's promoting things and disrupting things within the world, as we know. He's a great salesman of sorts, and he's very business-minded and all that sort of thing. He's going to wait until Twitter is just about close to nothing. Okay, and then he's going to hop in there and then buy it up. He's just doing that tactic to get a cheaper price on the Twitter. Okay, and this is something that we said previously that's what his tactic is, and he's going forward with it. This is going to be Twitter in the next little while. Okay. You got that 5 of Pentacles. They're going to be put out into the cold, as it were. And he wants them to sweat a little bit. And now he's going to be begging more and more. The Twitter is going to be begging more and more for Elon to buy their company. And he's waiting for the last minute. He's got his strategy in place, and he's going to buy it with a song. Okay? So all this sort of thing, it's going to go into Elon's favor. Okay? He's doing the squeeze play, which is kind of fun to watch from from afar. Would I get into the Twitter stock? Maybe. That's up to you guys too. Okay, let's look into the chat. I think that was my last one for everybody. Make sure you get all your questions on the board so we can use them for the show. Okay, first one is Volt Inu. Be the Shiba Inu of 2022. It's looking promising. Now, as I stated previously, that anything with the Inu name, okay, like Shiba Inu, Volt Inu, a lot of them are scams, so be warned. If it looks too good to be true, it often is. Okay? And that goes with all this flood of Inu coins coming out. They're trying to capitalize on the name. Okay? A lot of them aren't attached to Shiba Inu. Okay? They're trying to copy it, and they're trying to capitalize on the name. Okay? I'm just going to put that out there. So let's just throw some cards down. I don't think it's going to be the new Shiba Inu anytime soon. Just my first thought I was picking up. But for a short term wealth, yes. For long term, no. Okay? The Shiba Inu has that covered. And they're moving forward with many of the things as you would think. Now, Volt Inu is going to be around for a short time. I don't think it's going to be lasting that 10-year mark, as I always look at. And it would be one that I wouldn't really get into unless if I was going to be actively trading it. Okay, so people like Dark, who's not here today yet, who does active trading per day, this would be a coin for them, okay? Because it goes up and down, and you can trade that up and down, okay? That's how traders make their money, is from the up and down of a market. For long term, if you're thinking of buying Volt Inu and just sitting on it, probably for a short time, okay? The cards are saying that it's probably not going to be lasting beyond 2 to 3 years time. Okay, so if you're thinking of a long-term hold, no. Short-term, yes. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Thank you for that.
I don't know if you answered this when you talked about.
Good morning, all. What do you think the lowest price of BTC will be, and when will it be in the next 12 months? I think we've hit our bottom. It may go down a tiny bit in the next month. Some people are saying about 14,000 somewhere in there, American. And then it's going to go right after that. Not that quickly, of course, but it's going to start to gain speed. This is a time when most regular people have the opportunity. It may be a bit of a stretch for some to buy one Bitcoin. Okay. After this moment in time, okay, and it's only a moment in time that we're watching live, people will not be able to buy one Bitcoin without too much struggle. Right now, it's a bit of a struggle for the regular person to get one. After this moment in time, it's going to be way beyond many of our reaches just to get one. So it'll go down a little bit more, but not to the point of collapse. Okay. I'm picking about 1,400 American, and then it's going to go up. Probably next month, that's going to be happening. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question, Dilly. Marlon, my brother asked, what is your target for Luna Classic this month? Oh boy, $5. Of course, that's Canadian. whatever that is in American, I don't know. It's what, $2 to $3 for Luna Classic at the moment. I think it's going to do one of these. Okay, so now would be the time for short-term gains. It's not going to be a long-term thing. For short-term gains, it's going to buy it now, wait for it to go up, then sell, then down. So somebody who does active trading like Marlon, now would be the time to purchase your Luna Classic, and then it's going to do this wonderful thing. Okay, I think it might get up to $4 or $5. Okay, hopefully that answers your question, Marlon. When will again, that's probably in the Christmas season that I've been saying for quite some time. And then they're going to be dropping a tiny bit and doing this whole wonderful thing going up. Okay, so it's a situation that if you're waiting for it to go up to buy, don't. Buy low, sell high. In the Christmas time, it may be a very good time to take some cream off the top and buy some things. Right now is a buying time. Okay, and I think that's going to be in the Christmas season. Okay, thank you for that question. Is politician resigning code for their arrest? Well, we've seen a few. We've seen like Boris Johnson just stepping down. We've seen some politicians running, and we're going to see many more of those things happening. Not necessarily all of them being of arrest, but some of them, yes, behind the scenes, or being replaced by other, not clones, but lookalikes, body doubles, that sort of thing. Cloning somebody is not really a thing, but an actor, yeah, that's a thing. Because it would take too long to clone. Like people asking, Joe Biden's cloned. Well, then you'd have to clone him, and then you'd have to age him or put a lot of makeup on him to make him look the same. So, cloning is not really a thing. If they cloned them now, they'd all be 2 or 3 year olds. Okay, his natural growth rate of people, even now if they are clones. Anyways, let's just throw some cards down about that situation. So this is it's nice that we got the white hat, the card I use for white hat activity. It's end of the cards that I threw down. The confusion is going to be disappearing. People are going to start to figure out that many of these people stepping down are part of the downfall of the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum even now looks strong and all this sort of thing, and they want us to eat the bugs and own nothing and be happy about it and living in pods and all this stupidity. It's been an idea that's been cropping up over and over and over again throughout history. Okay? And many of the politicians that were going along with that idea, with Klaus Schwab, the Bond villain, they're going to find out very quickly that this sort of system does not work. They've tried it in the past, and it's failed. They're trying it again, and it's failing again because people are starting to realize that it's a bunch of horse pucky. Okay? So this is why a lot of the politicians that you're seeing step down were part of that situation. And they're finding the heat behind the scenes of their position, very dangerous for themselves. Okay, I know our politician here is starting to get death threats, and from people that can actually carry out the job. Um, a little inside thing I know, which I can't get into too much, but we're going to see many more politicians run away, like they did in Sri Lanka, or just stepping down and going off into the distance, never to be seen again. Okay, so we're going to see a lot more of this. This is the start of a new beginning for all of us. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough for everybody, but it's going to be something that's very worth it. Okay? That change needs to have happened. Okay? They're going to, before they leave, okay, these politicians, they're going to do everything and anything to keep their power. Like our Trudeau, he's trying to rearrange everything so he stays in power, but it's not gonna work. Okay, and this is why we're getting behaviors from these politicians that just seem out of place. Okay, thank you for that question, Daisy Chains. I don't know if you shot. Oh, okay. I don't know anything about that. We do have much alien technology. A lot of the technology, we have no clue on how it works. Okay. I was watching Bob Lazar the other day on Joe Rogan. Yeah, great interview. Much of the technology that they've taken from the spaceships, they may know how it works, but they don't know how to make it or why it works. It's like us with a cell phone. We know how to use a cell phone. We just don't know how it's made. Okay, and that's the situation that many of the scientists looking at the spaceship technology that we have, they know it works. They may know how to press the buttons and stuff, but they just don't know how it works. So it's a possibility that they found a device. They know how to push the buttons and stuff. They just don't know how it works. So let's have a look at that question. So was Donald, the first thing I was looking at was Donald Trump shot? I don't think it was. It was more news, trying to scare us all and to confuse everybody. We got that tower card. Okay. So that idea, I think, went to, it didn't happen the way they had said. Okay. It was just propaganda. You have to be careful of all this news coming out. A lot of it's just a thing to sell clicks on your video, and far out ideas that had no weight to them. Do I think there is alien technology that can do this? Yes. They wouldn't be actually dead. It would be close to death. Mostly dead, to quote a movie. But they don't know how to actually implement it. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question. Will you change your job this year? The big question. Are you looking? Which would be the first thing I would ask. You have to remember action, law of attraction. You need the law of action. So if you are looking, it's a good possibility. Okay? And the universe is going to give you the things that you require if you start looking for them, right? on a through that action. So let's just throw down some cards, see where we're at. You're hung up on the idea of changing your position. I would just say if you need to get that new position, it's time to sparkle up that resume and start throwing it out there. It just seems that you're a little hung up on the idea of moving. If you are meant to move, you will start to take those actions, and then you will get that law of attraction working for you because you're taking the steps to move forward to that position. Now you're going to have to look over everything why you want to. So if you're not straight on why you want to move, that'll muddle the waters, and the law of attraction may not work for you if you're undecided on the decision. Okay? So once you have a clear, definite picture of why you want to move on, then everything will start to move into place. And then you have to take those actions towards that goal. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question. When? Okay. I can give the blanket statement of psychics soon. Which I hate when psychics say that. Soon. It could be tomorrow or a couple months from now, usually. When I'm picking up information, they don't give me an exact date, time, and hour, all that sort of thing. All they'll tell me is soon. So let's throw some cards down. See if we can gain more information on that question. Will XRP drop close to zero soon? Okay. I think it's going to be in the next 2 to 3 months time, in that time period, where it's going to go like everything else. Okay. And then it's going to go whoop, as they figure themselves out and the market kind of balances itself out for the next little while. Okay. A lot of things have to happen before this. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question, Dilly. That's a good question. During the next, I have to point something out. In the next harvest season, okay, they take the crops off. They do the things at the warehouse and fix it up and ready for shipping to the grocery stores. From the point of the harvest season to the price hikes, maybe a couple of months. It's usually 3 to 6 months behind the curve of the initial movement, okay, of the initial thing. So I was picking up in the harvest season when the crop gets, because it's more expensive to put the crop in the ground, take it out of the ground, etc., because of fuel prices. I think it's going to go 3 to 7 times the price at the right now. Okay, so everything's kind of doubled in price almost with many of the produce. You're going to see vegetables hit the biggest, okay, and then meat, and then many other projects. So get ready. Try to store some food in the pantry, get some canned goods and sort of things. With that said, I think everything's going to level off in the next couple of years, not months or days. So be ready for that. This is the time to start getting together with community, and help each other out through this time. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be 7 times the amount. Okay. Then the governments of the world are going to be putting price controls into place. Okay. Because they want people to eat and they don't want riots. Well, no riots that will affect them. They don't care if we beat each other up. Okay. They just care about themselves. Politicians are like that. So once our anger goes towards them and we start taking steps against them, then they will change what's going on. But right now, we're fighting amongst ourselves and they don't care. Once our attention is on them, that's when they'll change. Okay, and then we're going to see price controls, which is only a band-aid solution to what's going on. Okay, you always got to pay that off somewhere down the line. Okay, and this is part of the reason why the entire system is going to be collapsing, and they know it. Okay, and that's why we were seeing a lot of politicians run away or step down, right off into the sunset, sort of thing. Yeah, so expect about 7 times higher. Okay, thank you for that question.
I don't know what this means.
Is it 6 months a clone?
Maybe it's just making me joke. I don't know.
Probably something based on what I said. If you know the secrets of 3, 6, and 9, can you share a little insight on this? Not really up on my numerology. Do you know about numerology?
Not that much.
Not that much?
Not on 269.
No. Certain numbers have certain significant aspects to them, which goes kind of into the witchcraft part of the realm. I've known many witches, and they actually use numbers for spells and things like that, or other practitioners. I've never really used numerology myself. I do know about it, but I don't know everything about them. It's like astrology. I know it, kind of, but I don't practice it. It's one of the few things that I don't have knowledge of. I have knowledge of many things. Okay. It's just numerology, I kind of know, and astrology that I don't. Okay. I have a beginner's knowledge of these things. Okay. Sorry. Thank you, though. Hello, hello. Greeting from Holland. Ooh. If you have some energy left, maybe look at Jasmy coin from Japan. I always got energy because we got the coffee. And we got a super chat from Daisy Chains. Maybe get to that in a second. Thank you, Daisy Chains. Jasmy coin. Heard of it. I don't know much about it. But let's have a look. Okay, so Daisy Chains seems to be doing okay overall. I think the health of it is, yeah, it's more of a, it's there, but I don't think it's going to be taking the world by storm. Okay. The price of it is going to be a little lackluster for the next little while. We got the Ace of Pentacles, but it's upside down. So the price is going to be going and doing that sort of thing. There's going to be a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and I think people are going to be turning their attention to other things. Okay, like Bitcoin or Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is very big in Japan. Okay, and Bitcoin. There's very few other coins that are working in Japan because they're very selective on the things that they use. The Japanese people, from what I've seen in many documentaries and things like that on cryptocurrencies, they're very selective on the cryptocurrencies that they use. And I think Jasmy coin is kind of, at the moment, anyways, put off to the side, and they're mostly focused on Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash. Dash is another one that they like. But I think Jasmy coin is going to be there, but I don't think a lot of them are active in that community at the moment. Not as much as Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. But I do think the price, it's going to be a one that survives for another couple of years, but I don't think it's going to be really taking off like many of the other cryptocurrencies that we see. Okay? Thank you for that question. Sunflower. Hey. Did you know sunflower is the symbol for spiritual church? Interesting. I have a non-crypto question. Excellent. What is happening with Jon Bon Jovi? Well, the first thing, that there's some sickness around him. I did see a YouTube video that his singing is not the greatest right now at the moment. He's getting older. That's part of it. But let's just have a look. The first thing I was picking up is some type of sickness that's bringing him down. Could be the first thing that popped into my head was leukemia. As that part. And there's many varieties of leukemia. I think he's fighting against that along the way as he's touring. And this may be close to where he starts to retire and start to pack things up for himself. I'm thinking that he wants to do this last tour. I don't think he's going to be going through with the whole tour at the moment. And I think they're going to be stopping short of where they are now or what they had planned. Yeah, I think he's going to go more into the background and just deal with what he has there. Okay. Will he survive? That's a question. Yeah, I think he'll survive, but it would have to be off of the stage. Okay. Or not with the touring and stuff with Bon Jovi, and just take it easy. Then he could, if he continues touring, because that's a really rough lifestyle, I don't think he would survive. Okay. Thank you for that question. Am I having trouble with Facebook?
I think so.
Okay.
But I couldn't do anything on Facebook, so.
No? Maybe Facebook's down or having troubles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we got the Dark. Hello, Dark. Horse Soldier. Let's have a look. Andre, could you do a 3-card reading on my portfolio? Sure can. I think you got everything correct. I think it's time to get more into the legacy coins than what you have been. Those will pull you through. A lot of the cryptocurrencies I'm picking up are kind of the lesser. They'll make you money. It's just not as much money as Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, that sort of thing. I think you should get more into those. My financial advice, of course, and moving towards those coins. And I think if when you start doing that, I think you'll be much better position. Okay, thank you for that. Have you done a reading on Revolt to earn? I don't think so. It sounds like a video game. It's a crypto. Okay. I don't remember Revolt 2. Well, let's just look it up. Well, the health of that particular project, it seems to be very shaky. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that are affecting the price as well. A lot of things that are behind the scenes that are affecting the price, and the promises not kept. That's what I'm picking up. And it's going to be putting that cryptocurrency in turmoil for the next year or so. I don't think it's going to be a cryptocurrency that's going to be long term. It's going to be very short term. So if you want to trade this one, and if you have the skills, that might be a good thing to do. A lot of the things for the price, we got the Three of Swords, which is basically the goal, you, and something coming between those things. So whatever is happening in Revolt, they have some goals. Okay, they can't make them happen for whatever reason. And of course, right next to that, we have this card. Okay, which is telling me that they're having a lot of problems behind the scenes for this platform of whatever it is. So that's going to be the beginning of their lifespan. I think they're going to be improving it in the next year or so. And so it becomes a bit more viable, but I don't think it's going to be lasting forever. Okay. So with this one, short-term gains for the next little while, and then they'll fix a bunch of stuff, and then it'll become a bit more viable as a coin, but it's not going to be lasting forever. Okay, hopefully that answers your question.
We can do some 3 cards.
Some 3 cards. Hello, David. Card malfunction. Okay. David is in that position where he's going to be turning around many of the things people have been telling him, okay, that are more smoke and mirrors. And it's going to be putting people off. You saw the smoke and mirrors for what it was, the wishful thinking kind of situation. But it's going to be affecting many of the friendships that you have around you as well. Okay. And the celebration that they were hoping to have with you because they thought you were going to get into some project or something that they were involved in, and you're pointing out that the thing that they're looking at is not what it is. Okay, it's going to be making everybody a little angry with you as you're pointing out many of the shortcomings of this project that they've been pointing towards, if that makes sense. Okay, hopefully that helps you out. You will get through that situation, but it's going to take time for them to come back to you. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Thank you for that.
Last one.
Last one. Is he on Facebook?
Yeah, yeah, it's working now, seems.
It's working now
But it's not showing up
on the chat.
on the chat.
Hello, Jerome. Jerome is a friend of ours in Winnipeg here. Facebook's having some issues, I guess. So I think they've been having issues for the last little while, and it's not coming up in my chat. So if you've been saying things from Facebook and we don't say anything, sorry. It's just the program that we're using is not picking it up.
We need a new program.
We need a new program, maybe. Okay. Okay. 3 cards for Jerome. We got the Ace of Wands for Jerome. Okay. The physical labor that you've been putting forward to get the things done. Okay. And I think this is overthrowing something from somebody else. They're saying all this sort of thing that it's going to be the best, and you're going to see it for what it is. Kind of like the last reading that we just did. But it's going to be affecting many of the partnerships and friendships that you have around you, pointing this thing out, and you're going to be correct. Okay, so you might lose some friendships for a short period of time. They'll come back, but it's the Jerome way of pointing things out in with his wisdom, and they're not going to be happy with you. Okay, but you're going to be correct on the things that you're picking up. Okay, you're going to use your medicine man work. You're going to be correct. Be nice though. Okay, thank you for that, and hopefully that helps you
They
out.
don't want us to stop, so. We want the Tesla question.
Tesla question.
Okay.
Okay, one more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tesla in the next few years.
Tesla.
When I find it.
Okay, Tesla in the next few years.
There
Oh, is it a good time to buy? Yes.
you go.
All the big organizations will survive everything that's going on. This is just the way it is. It seems that big corporations in the times of turmoil always survive and strive. Okay? All the littler businesses suffer and collapse. So anything that's big and where governments are pouring money into them, they will survive. Okay? Even though their stock will go down, okay, it will survive and thrive and be around forever. Even now that the elites are not happy with Mr. Musk, it will survive because it's part of their agenda going forward. Okay, hopefully that answers your question.
Okay. Where'd it go? I have another one.
You have another one.
3 card from Marlon's brother.
Marlon's brother.
Marlon's brother.
Oh, looking at his icon. Yeah, they kind of look alike. Cool. Okay. There's some long journey that you're going to have to go on. And the thing that you thought was the wrong thing, you're going to be trying to walk away from that long journey. Okay. And you're going to be stopping work on this project going forward because it's going to be the correct thing to do. So this long journey that you've been on, you're going to be walking away from. Okay. Some type of project. You're going to be finding something better very soon. Okay. And then you're going to redirect your efforts into the new thing. Okay. So look for the new thing. The old thing may not be working out as best as you thought it was going to. And I think there's some new business thing that's going to be coming around you that's going to suit you much, much better. Okay. Hopefully that helps you out. Done. So, ups and downs in the show. Always grateful for everybody that coming out. Makes the show a great time. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go to psychicreadingsbyandre.com. If you're having trouble getting in on the Facebook or the YouTube and all that sort of thing, all of our other sites, well, almost everything, is listed on psychicreadingsbyandre.com, where we have everything listed where you can find my work. So we can always be in touch in some form. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go to psychicreadingsbyandre.com, where all that information is there. I got a few readings for the weekend. Awesome stuff. If you like to protect your cryptocurrencies in the best possible way, not on an exchange, okay, on our website, psychicreadingsbyandre.com, we have the link to the Treasure site, okay? Be a good idea in this time and age to get one of those, okay? Just a reminder, we do lives here on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Central. So make sure you mark down your calendar and make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.